она все равно телефон у нее сам.
Снизу я не видел ее, мне показалось, она уже вышла. Parashat toldot. Very big book. Okay, so very big letters. That's good. They have also onkelos. So we learned about. So previous was Hayei Sarah. So we learned about Yitzchak. So Yitzchak, the son of Abraham, he got married with Rivka. So this parashat Hashavot toldot starts the story of Yitzchak. Well, toldot Yitzchak, then Abraham. So what is interesting here that Yitzchak has his wife has similar problems like Abraham and his wife. So Abraham and his wife had problems with kids. They didn't have children, and also Yitzchak didn't have children. Ki Akara he. So the wife of Yitzchak was Akara. What is interesting here, I can look translation in language that I understand. Childless. Good translation. Vayater lo Hashem, vatar Rivka ishto. So last time I was discussing. Can I write this pencil?
It's your book.
Oh, okay, thank you. So last time we was discussing about prayer. So for prayer we have a lot of words in Hebrew. So usually we say the word tefillah, lehit paleh, but additionally we use tachanun, lehit chanen, tchina, but here it's the other verb, vaye'etar. So it's very rare. How they translate ple'adet. I don't know this word.
It's pleaded.
Pleaded.
It's like bitten.
Yes.
Like asking for, like in a
Asking
more
for
desperate,
something.
in a more desperate way.
Okay. Yes. Good. Vayater lo Hashem, vatar Rivka ishto. So after Yitzchak prayed, after his wife cannot give birth to child, then vatar Rivka ishto. Then his wife have conceive, I think in English. Pregnant, yes.
Okay.
Flehen. Oh. So many words in Deutsch. So you're just asking for something. So it's like
But in a desperate, in a crying way.
Right. Okay. So now Rivka is pregnant, and it could be the happy end, but I just noticed that this first chapter is very tight with events. But instead of happy end, it's only the beginning of conflict. ותרוצצו הבנים בקרבה. So Rivka feels that inside her something going on. להתרוצץ. So I guess it's from the verb לרוץ, to run. So children are running, moving. So it hurts her, I guess. ותאמר אם כן למה זה אנוכי? So she asking if. So she was dreaming for this pregnancy on one hand, but on the other hand, she now disappointed because it hurts her, and she asking lama ze anochi. So why I need it? ותלך לדרוש את השם, and she went at the verb לדרוש. What means לדרוש? It's not clear. It's like when you demand an answer for your question. It's לדרוש. Drasha. So how drasha works? So a person asking the question and trying to solve it.
Okay.
So this is similar. So Lama, this is the question. So she wanted to have an answer for her question. Lama, for what? Why I have this pain? Vayomer Hashem la. Oh, I like how they wrote the name of God, very correct way, without nekodot. So you see there is nekodot here, but the nekodot from the other word that we say in Adonai instead of reading this word, because we don't know how to read this word. So basically we don't read this word.
Yeah.
So it's correct way not to put nekodot here like they do in this book. I just noticed it. It's good.
No, I have some books where they say no, they just put yud and yud.
Yes. So it's very short. It's also good, but it's not the word. It's just shortening it. So it's good if you want. So it's standard with Nekodot. It's good to write Yud because then you can throw it in garbage, theoretically. At least if it's not the quote. But this is holy, so you need to put it in Giza afterwards. Vayomer Hashem la. So let's read the answer of God. And the answer consists of 4 phrases. Shnei goyim bevitnech. 2 nations in your inside you. Ushnei leumim mimayach yiparedu. And 2 nations will split apart from you. Uleom mileom ye'ematz. So 1 nation will be bigger, stronger. Ye'ematz will be stronger than the other nation. Ve'rav yavot seir. So the last one, this is the most interesting. So we have Rav and we have Tzair. So Rav is someone big and Tzair someone small. So what it means here? So we have one son, daughter. One son is bigger than other. So we will see that one comes first and the second comes second. So the one that comes first, he is Rav, and someone that comes second, he is Tzair, small. So usually, what happens is that who serves who. So the first one, he have importance in the culture. It's called Bechor. So today we don't really have it in our world, a secular postmodernic world, but in their times, hierarchy was very important. So usually the smaller brother needs to help the bigger brother. This is their culture. But the prophecy from God says the opposite. Ve'rav yavot seir. So the big will serve the small. So it's the anomaly. So this phrase should explain why it hurts so much, because there is conflict that's starting, right? So when she wants to give birth, and they pay attention that there is two children. It's not clear why his name was Esav. It looks like Torah explains it, but it's not clear. So the first was Admoni. So it's from the word Adom. Adom means specific color, but not specific like we have today. Today we have so many words for different colors, but at their times they have very few words for colors. So Adom can mean something red or brown, and something in between like orange. It's called Adom. So it was the first child. He was this type of color, but it's not clear it represents the hair or the skin color. Kulo ke'aderet se'ar. What means aderet se'ar? Se'ar, this is hair, and aderet, I guess, means some clothes. Hairy cloak. So, for example, if you use wool to make clothes, so it have this structure. So the first have similarity to this clothes from wool. Which similarity? I don't really understand. It can be very different color or the amount of hair. ויקראו שמו Esav. So his name was Esav. Why his name was Esav? It's not clear. So Se'ar and Esav is also not that similar. So the second was more clear. ואחרי כן יצא אחיו וידו אוחזת בעקב Esav. So the second brother, his hand was holding עקב Esav. עקב, this is heel, пятка. So on your foot you have this. So Achilles heel we say, right? וידו אוחזת בעקב Esav. So he's holding heel of Esav. So Akev and Yaakov, this is the same root. So this is why they called his name Yaakov. So Yaakov, it's very clear his name. So this is the prophecy. Rav Yavod Tzair. So we see the small that wants to hold the big. So maybe it's the hint that small wants to take something from big, right? ויצחק בן 60 שנה בלדת אותם. So Yitzchak was 60 years old. ויגדלו הנערים ויהי עשיו. So they was growing, and the prophecy said, yiparedu, they will split. So they will have two different paths, two different destinies. So Esav was ish yodea tzayid ish sadeh. Tzayid is when you hunt animals. So Esav was doing it. Ish sadeh. So therefore he was not in the city, he was outside. Sadeh.
And here's written that his name is like a word play where he lived later on.
Seir.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but
maybe.
Here they don't explain it here. Maybe later we will understand his name. Okay. ויעקב איש תם יושב באוהלים. So Yaakov was opposite. So someone that goes hunting, most likely they have scars and wounds. So the opposite, Yaakov was tam. Tam is someone whole that doesn't have wounds, scars. Yoshev Ohalim, because Yaakov was not going outside, he was present inside. Ohel. So Ohel today it's a tent, but I guess it was the house for them. Ohel. They was living in these tents. ויאהב יצחק את עשיו כציד בפיו ורבקה אוהבת את יעקב. So Yitzchak loved Esav because tzayid b'fiv, because Esav was hunting and was bringing food supplies, meat. So Yitzchak was eating this meat. So this is the reason why Yitzchak loved Esav. So what was bringing the other person, Yaakov? Maybe he was bringing wool or milk. I don't know exactly, with the sheep. It's not clear what Yaakov was doing. It's the assumption that Ohalim is when someone goes with the sheep, so he lives in a tent, maybe. So anyway, Esav have advantage because he was bringing meat. So this is the reason why Yitzchak loved Esav. ורבקה אוהבת את יעקב, but Rivka was loving Yaakov. And Torah doesn't explain why Rivka אוהבת את Yaakov, but we can understand logically if person goes hunting, so it's very dangerous. So mother was afraid.
And now it's like the same situation with Cain and Havel.
It's not the same because Cain and Havel did offering to God. So God accepted one offering.
But also one was like the hunter.
Yes, this is what you mean.
One was...
Two lifestyles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one was hunter and the second was working in the field. So and God accepted the offering of the hunter. So it reminds here that Yitzchak, the father, he loves Esav and not Yaakov. But Rivka, on the other hand, אוהבת את Yaakov. She loved Yaakov. So this is the introduction to the story, and the end of this chapter is about Yaakov achieving this Bechorah. ויעז את יעקב נזיד ויבא עשיו מן השדה והוא עייף. So hunting, I guess it was not stable. So one time Esav came with no food and he wanted to eat, and Yaakov was at home cooking. Nazid, it's like soup or something. So Ayev.
Lentils, it's always written.
Adashim is lentils, but Nazid it's something that you can create from different food. Okay. Nazid Adashim is something from lentils. So Adashim. ויאמר עשיו יעקב, העליתני נא מן האדום האדום הזה. So Esav asks Yaakov to try Adom. This so lentils red or brown. Ki ayef anochi, because I'm hungry. Al ken kara shmo Edom. Oh, so the second name for Esav was Edom, and the reason for this name, because of this story that Esav wanted to eat from Edom, and we will see what happened at the end, something very important, crucial. Vayomer Yaakov, so Yaakov, instead of giving food to Esav, starts to talk. Or maybe he gave, I don't know. Michra kayom et bechoratcha li. So Yaakov wants to receive bechora. So bechora is the firstborn. So who is first, he receives a double heritage, right? So it looks like Yaakov wants to use this situation that. So usually Esav is stronger because he hunter, but at this specific moment, Esav is weaker because Esav doesn't have food now, but Yaakov have food now. So Yaakov is stronger. So Yaakov is ready or not to give food, I don't know. But first Yaakov starts negotiation about the price of food. Looks very cruel. So please sell your bechora to me. So interesting how Esav treats it. So we would expect that it's very important to be firstborn. So Esav saying very easy. Hine anochi holech lamut. I'm going to die. What means I'm going to die? I guess it means that he goes hunting and it's very dangerous, so he can die any day. Velama zeli bechora. So bechora, it's when father dies and two sons, they need to split the heritage. So the firstborn receives more than other sons. But in order to split the heritage, the father should die first, right? So maybe Esav will not live until this day. So it doesn't matter who is the firstborn. This is what Esav is saying. So Yaakov can take it. Vayomer Yaakov is shavali, but Yaakov have some doubts. Maybe it's emotional what Esav is saying, but he will not stick to it. When the father will die, of course, Esav will want double heritage, right? So Yaakov wants to make a deal, not just words, but to make agreement. And agreement was made with shvu'ah, swear, oath, Yishava'a li kayom. So he using this word kayom for the second time. I guess it means now. Vayishavalo. So Esav made an oath. Vayimkoret bechorato leYaakov. So Esav gave away his firstborn to Yaakov. And only then Yaakov natan leEsav lechem unzil anashim. Only then Yaakov give food to Esav. Very not beautiful story. Vayochal vayesh, and then Esav eat and drink. Vayakom elach, and left. So maybe it was like a pause between the huntings, and Esav went hunting again. Vayivez Esav et beschora. So the last phrase, it's very suspicious here because it's too emotional. Vayivez. So I don't know this word. So it's about honoring. So Esav disrespected this firstborn. So this is the end of story. You have a question?
One thing, if we go back to the soup, what is interesting for me, because I can't read the original text, and I just always can read an interpretation. Did you know?
A lot of interpretations.
As Martin Luther.
Martin Luther, I don't know history. I don't know history.
As a German priest who was translating the Bible into German. Okay. And I think it was like that. And in the story of Esther, they eat hummus. And he didn't, well, I just read it like that. And I heard he didn't know what hummus is, and that's why he translated with vinegar or something like that, because it was an interpretation, because he couldn't, because he didn't know what the word means. And that could be the same, that this was some like...
Nazir. I don't know what means
that the food from there is, in this case, if we say the Torah is holy, so maybe because of the words or things, there is a hint or something why he's eating this kind of food.
This is vegan food.
Yeah,
obviously. It's
exactly,
the opposite
exactly.
of meat.
That
The
we
opposite
can,
of Esav.
that we can think about. But I'm like the victim of the translation, and
Victim of the
that's why it's very interesting for me. To came for this just as a thought for me. Then another thing, what you said, that you said it's a very cruel thing because, like Yaakov is
First
abusing,
glance, it looks cruel, yes.
is abusing
The situation.
the situation. Wouldn't you say this is what we learn later in the Torah, that we are not allowed to put an obstinance before a blind person? That we abusing a situation.
Very good idea. I didn't say about
And what was the last?
Yeah, because I thought, I heard about these similar ideas that in the later books of Torah, they reacting to the first books. So the mistakes that were made, so they say, and so we should not do it. Maybe
I heard this
sounds logical.
about the Tanakh. That Torah is giving us how to live, okay? The Ketuvim were showing us that we weren't able, and the prophets always when say, "Oh, don't do this," the Lord is angry. And in the Ketuvim we have the resolution, like how to behave, and this is the reason why the structure of the Tanakh is how it is, from a like meta.
So in Chumash we have stories and laws, but it's like the series. So in Nevi'im, the prophets react to
how
practice,
fail, and we
practice that was not according to the series, and Ketuvim.
In Mishlei,
Ketuvim, it's again
we can learn how to overcome the problems what we did in Ketuvim. It's like
so about Ketuvim, it's not clear. I don't understand. I need to learn a lot.
Just a rabbi said this. And put this here.
Because Ketuvim, it's not one style. It's a lot of different books. So it's hard to say that all Ketuvim is about one topic. So Tehillim is David praising God, and Shir Hashirim it's about love, and Koheret it's some philosophy, and Esther it's history. So it's very mixed. So it's hard to say that Ketuvim is have some one topic. I don't know.
Okay, then we can go on.
Let's go on.
What I wanted to say.
So now Torah comes back to Yitzchak. ויהי רב בארץ מלבד הרב הראשון אשר רב מאברהם מלך יצחק אלא מלך פלישתים גרר. So because it was famine, this word, hunger, no food in the land that was Yitzchak, so he went to other land. Again, reminds us the history of Abraham that did the same. So for some reason, God is saying to Yitzchak, you should not go to Egypt. But why? It's not clear. For God, it's important that Yitzchak will not go away too far from his location. I will be with you, because I will give you all these lands. So I will realize the oath that I gave to Yitzchak, your father. So your children will be multiplied like the stars in the sky. They will have all these lands. So this is why you need to be here and not go to Egypt, because you will not have Egypt. It's not clear, this phrase. So all the nations of the land will be blessed with your children. What it means, be blessed with your children? Not clear. And what is the reason for this blessing? Because Abraham was listening to my voice, and he was observing what I said, mitzvotai, my commandments, chukotai, my laws, v'torotai, and a lot of synonyms. Torah, it's like mitzvah. How do you translate it? Let's see. commandment statutes. Statutes?
Statutes is like a different word for laws.
Okay.
And later in the Torah, it's like with the chok.
Charge.
And in the Marif, we always say we have mishpatim.
Yeah, but mishpatim is not here.
No, but yeah, and this is in English like translated because they can't differentiate
Yes.
in
And what is charge? Interesting. So it's like decree. Okay, so everything what God says, Abraham did, and this is the reason why the blessing and the oath for Abraham goes to Yitzchak, which is not clear because Yitzchak haven't done anything. Vayeshev Yitzchak bigrar. So it's like heritage, right? And this is the topic of heritage that we will see soon. So Yitzchak was remained bigrar because God says not to go to Egypt. So we understand that Yitzchak wanted to go to Egypt. And this is the story about the king of Gerar. Very similar to the story of Abraham, because Abraham had a wife, and Abraham was afraid that he will be killed because of his wife. So this is why Abraham said to his wife that she have to say that she is his sister. And the same happens here with Yitzchak. So Yitzchak, it's like the clone of Abraham.
Do you think he did it independently or his parents told him the story?
So this is what I'm thinking. I don't know. So it's like in science, we have correlation, but we don't understand yet the reason.
Yeah.
What is the reason why Yitzchak doing the same like Abraham? We need to understand it. Maybe we will see it from the story. So people was asking about his wife. Vayomer achoti hi. And Yitzchak says, it's my sister. Why? Because Yitzchak was afraid to say that it's his wife. Because then people might kill me. And Shemakon, the people of this place, and Rivka, because of Rivka, Kitovat Marehi, because she is beautiful looking. And he lived in this fake status of being single person for a long time. And one day, Vayashkef Avimelech Melech Plishtim. So Avimelech, the king of this Plishtim, looked out from his window, or looked in the window of Yitzchak. So, by the way, the window, so they didn't have glass like we have. I guess it was just a hole in the wall, so it was very easy to look. So what he saw, Yitzchak metzachek. It's a very beautiful play on words. Metzachek and Rivka ishto. So Yitzchak was playing with Rivka, his wife. So it kind of behavior that you expect from a wife and husband. So Avimelech understood then that they married. So after it, Avimelech called to Yitzchak to come to him, and he have a claim. It's your wife. But why you said it's your sister? So Yitzchak answering, because I thought that I should not die because of my wife. So, I didn't thought that it's so dangerous to have a wife. Avimelech is not, Avimelech is angry, yes. What you have done to us, almost slept one of the nation with your wife. And then it would be Asham. Asham is a very interesting concept. It's like chet, I guess, but it's more like the aspect of guilt. How they translate here. Asham. Guilt, no? Asham is guilt. So it's because Yitzchak was saving himself on one hand, but on other hand, he was not saving other people, because it's not good if you take someone else's wife. It's called Asham. So I guess they was very religious about it. Interesting. ויצאו אבימלך את כולם לאמור, הנוגע באיש הזה ובאשתו מתאים. So I guess here we see a difference, because in this history with Abraham, it was about Yirat Elohim. So Abraham was afraid because people was not afraid of God, so they will kill him because they want to have his wife. So it's very interesting about morals. So what is more moral and more unmoral, to kill someone or to take someone else's wife? So of course for us today, to kill someone is very bad, and to take someone else's wife is less problem than to kill a person, obviously, right? So it's very interesting which moral they had.
But by the standard that it was okay to kill you to get your wife.
It's like how it sounds like. Vaharaguni al dvar ishti. So let's check where it was. 2011. ויאמר אברהם כי אמרתי רק אין נראת אלוהים במקום הזה והרגוני על דבר אשתי. So Abraham saying, so it's very very similar story. So with Abraham it was a little different. So with Abraham the king took his wife, and then God comes to this king in prophecy or in the dream, and saying, you will die because you take this wife. So, but Avimelech didn't sleep with her, and Avimelech says to God that I'm innocent because he said that his sister, and she also said he is my brother, so I'm clean. Nikyon kapai, my hands is clean. So God explains, so this is why I'm talking to you, because you are clean now. So I'm warning you that you should not do it. So no, you need to return the wife of this person, and he will pray for you and you will stay alive. But if you will not, is not return his wife, you will die. You and your family. It's like mafia. So, and then Avimelech asked Abraham, similar like here we see with Ishaq, what you have done to me, chata'a. So instead of asham, they're using the word chata'a, which is a synonym. Which guilt, no? Again, guilt. Ma'asim shaloya, so you're doing something wrong. Okay. וגם אומנה אחותי בת אביhi אך לא בת אמי ותהי לי לאישה. So Abraham tries to combine these two things, that indeed what they said that she's a sister, it's a truth, because אחותי בת Avi achlo bat imi. So usually sister is when you have the same mother and the same brother. So this is standard sister. But in this case of Sarah was bat Avi, the daughter of my father. Achlo bat imi, but not the daughter of my mother. But the Hilisha. Interesting. What is the names of these people? I don't remember. So I see from Russia that it was not true. He was just trying to make story looks that it's correct.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Oh, so in the truth, she was Bito Shel Terach. Sarah was the... וכך אומר לראות, כי אנשים אחים אנחנו, אך לא באתי מיערן, מאם אחרת הייתה. Okay, so it was actually truth. Okay, so how the story with Abraham ended, that very good, Avimelech respected Abraham and gave him a lot of property, animals, house animals. Yes. Okay, so let's see how it was with Yitzchak. So we now 26:8. ויהי כי אחושלו שם הימים וישקף, sorry, 26 we was, 11. ויצא אבימלך את כולם לאמור, הנוגע באיש הזה ומאשתו מות ימת. So also we have happy end, that after the story Avimelech saying to everyone that you should not harm this person. ויזרע יצחק בארץ ההיא וימצא בשנה ההיא 100 שערים. And Yitzchak was was seeding at the field, planted crops. וימצא בשנה ההיא 100 שערים. And he was blessed that instead of usual amount, he had 100 more. ויברכהו אדוני, and he was blessed. ויגדל האיש, וילך הלוך וגדל עד כי גדל מאוד. So after this story, Yitzchak was growing and become more important and more important. ויהי לו מקנה צאן מקנה בקר ועבודה רבה. He had a lot of house animals, a lot of slaves. ויקנו אותו פלישתים. So it's good, but on the other hand, Plishtim was envy about him. And they wanted to make kind of revenge. וכל הבארות אשר חפרו אביו מאברהם עמית, סיתמו פלישתים, הם לא מפעם. So Abraham was doing בארות, wells, and now Plishtim destroyed these wells. ויאמר אבימלך אל יצחק, לך מעמנו. So now conflict. אבימלך saying to יצחק, you need to leave this place, כי עצמת ממנו מאוד. You're too stronger than us. וילך משם יצחק, וילכן בנחל גרן, וישב שם. So Grar was the city, so Yitzchak started to live outside the city. נחל, it's like valley, וישב שם. וישוב יצחק ויחפור בבורות המים אשר חפרו מהם אברהם אביו וישמעו פלישתים אחרי מות אברהם ויקרא להם שמות כשמות אשר קרא לבן אביו. So Yitzchak was doing the same what Abraham did again. So Abraham made these wells, Plishtim destroyed them, so now Yitzchak need to create these wells again. ויקרא להן שמות. So every well have a name. So because Yitzchak made them again, so theoretically Yitzchak can name them different names, like he can call one well Rivka, I don't know, Sarah. But he gave the same names like Abraham did. ויחפרו עבדי יצחק בנחל ימצאו שם באר מים חיים. And the servants of Yitzchak, they was digging in this valley and they found new source of water. So after Yitzchak recreated the same wells, they continued to work the field and accidentally they found new source of water. So it was again the reason for conflict. ויריבו רעי גרר עם רעי יצחק לאמור לנו המים. So it was not only Yitzchak there with his animals, other people was also there with their animals, and they wanted the water for themselves. So this was the name of this well, we can say conflict. So because Yitzchak was questioned about his ownership with this well, Yitzchak made other well, but other was also conflicted. Sitna. Sitna, it's very interesting word. Listom, not sure. It's about hate. So when you hide hate, we have Russian. Sitna, noisement. Noisement? You don't know French?
No.
Good. Our uncles translate? It doesn't translate. Okay. ויתק משם ויחפור בערך ארץ ולא רבה. Oh, so third time's a charm. So third time was without conflict. ויקרא שמה רחובות. Oh, so רחוב, it's large, so it's a good, something good. Because when there is something small, so you have a conflict, but if you have something big, you can split it. ויאמר כי עתה הרחיף אדוני לנו ופרינו בארץ. So now Hashem gave us more, and now we can multiply in this land. Thank God. ויעל משם באר שבע, and then he went to באר שבע. If you remember, באר שבע was the place where Agar went with Ishmael. So it was the place where God showed himself to Hagar, וירא אליו השם בלילה ההוא. And also God showing himself to this Yitzchak. ויאמר אנוכי אלוהי אברהם אביך, אל תירא כי איתך אנוכי ברכתיך והבאתי את זרעך בעבור אברהם עבדי. So it's a little strange because Yitzchak is good now, so there is no reason that God will speak to Yitzchak. But God says, you should not be afraid, because I am the God of Abraham, your father. וברכתיך, I will bless you. והבאתי את זרעך, you will have a lot of children. בעבור אברהם עבדי, because of Abraham. ויבן שם מזבח, ויקרא בשם אדוני, וישם אוהלו. So it was very important event that God spoke to Yitzchak. Because of this, Yitzchak made altar. ויקרא בשם השם, וישם אוהלו. And he prayed and put his tent there. ויחרו שם עבדי יצחק באר. So it's already number 4 after Abraham's wells, a new well. ואבימלך הלך אליו מגרב וחזות מריחו וכל שר צבאו. So Avimelech comes again to Yitzchak from Gerar, because Avimelech heard that Yitzchak is good, so envy again. ואחוזת מרעהו ופכל שר צבאו. So שר צבא, it's something connected to the army. ויאמר אליהם יצחק, ועטו באתם אליהם. So Yitzchak surprised why they came again. ואתם שנאתם אותי ותשלחוני מאיתכם, because they sent him away and now they coming back to him. It's strange. ויאמרו ראו ראינו כי היה השם עמך, ונאמר הנה עלה בינתנו בינינו וביניכם. It's a very standard behavior. So you have a quarrel, you have a conflict with someone because they have something good, and then they leave you, but then you see that they have something good, so you want to have it, and this is the reason why you want to be friends again. Tihina Allah. So this person Avimelech wants to make Allah oath, and make a covenant. So in order to preserve this peace, I guess. אם תעשה עמנו רעה כאשר לא נגענוך וכאשר ישנאך רק טוב ונשארך לך בשלום אתה ברוך השם. It will be forbidden to act bad if there is no reason for it. So let's remain in peace and you will be blessed. So they celebrate this peace and they eat and drink, and they come in the morning and make an oath, and they split, but now with peace. So it looks like happy end. ויהי ביום ההוא ויבואו עבדי יצחק ויגידו לו על אודות הבאר אשר חפרו ויאמרו לא מצאנו מים. So after this agreement, they founded new source of water, but this time it was peaceful, without conflict. ויקרא אותה שבעה, על כן שם העיר באר שבע עד היום הזה. So why the city Be'er Sheva in Israel called Be'er Sheva? Be'er because well, and Sheva it's because of Shvuah, I guess. Shvuah, they made an oath that they will not harm each other without a reason. Oh, so now this famous story starts. ויהי עשיו בן 40 שנה ויקח אישה את יהודית בת ברי החיתי ואת בוסמת בתאון החיתי. So we're coming back to יצחק and עשיו. ותהיינה מורת רוח ליצחק ולרבקה. So first we said that Yaakov loves Esau because Esau brings meat, and Rivka loves Yaakov. And now we see a little change because Esau now is not alone. Esau married. He married two. He took two wives. Yehudit, but interesting name. But Be'eri and Bosmat. So they was from nation Hitti. It's very famous. Today in science we know about it. But Bosmat. But these two wives, Morat Ruach, Yitzchak and Rivka didn't like his wives. Interesting. So now starts this famous story. I don't know if you have time to see today.
Maybe we can do it tomorrow.
Next time, okay.
Next time, and maybe now we read some comments from Sachs.
Okay,
or
so
from what we read.
We can learn additionally about it.
I can give you here as a short. There's written, how many wells did Isaac dig all together?
How many?
Wells.
Wells.
And he said 5.
So we need, yes. So we need to check how many Abraham, but after Abraham 5. Mm-hmm.
And each of them correspond to one book of the Torah. Because water is corresponding with the Torah. And he says the well which Abraham called Ishak corresponds to Sefer Bereshit. Ishak corresponds to Bereshit, since the Sefer explains how Hashem acted in creating the world.
Which name? Ishak? Esek. Esek.
Esek. And here is above a little...
Toldos. I like they pronounce unusual. Mm-hmm.
It's not the Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi.
Because Tet is most times.
Yes. So instead toldot, they say toldos. Mm-hmm. So it's the we can see like I don't know. It's interesting what these stories want to teach us. So we need to see it in a bigger picture. But now we see it's envy, right? So on one hand, people strive to have something, but then after they have something, they I call it противодействие среде. So the surroundings, they feeling they want to contradict it because it's hard for them to accept that someone else have something. This is the story of Yitzchak that we learned today, right? So on one hand, Yitzchak having a wife. So it's very good to have a wife on one hand, but on the other hand, other person might be envy about this wife. So Yitzchak tries to protect himself. How? With the help of lies. So in our culture, lie is very bad. I don't know how Torah treats it. It's interesting because Yitzchak repeats what Abraham did. So we don't see that it's something wrong because both stories has a happy end. Because in Abraham's story, Abraham received a lot of gifts and also God. So God comes to this king to protect for Abraham. So we see that Abraham was weak and he was defending himself with these lies. So it was justified, right? So here we also see the same.
And the same also happened with the spies.
Spies. What happened with spies?
When they go to Eretz Israel and then the woman says a lie that the spies they are not in her home.
In the book of Yoshua.
Yes.
So he said it to.
No, not is it not in
Rachav?
Bamidbar?
So in Bamidbar we have 12 spies. So,
exactly, and they don't go, and then they hide.
No, they hide. It's in Yoshua.
Then it's in Yoshua. But she also then says the lies, and then
so
they survive, and then
so she helped them because she was on their side.
But it's legitimating to do a lie.
Yes, but usually our sages uses another term. They don't use it like they call it leshanot. So we can see it. Mutar leshanot mipnei hashalom. So we can check this. It should be Masechet Yevamot, maybe. Kiddushin. Oh, let's see in Kiddushin. Portal Hadav Hayomi. It should be Yevamot.
And what they use?
I'm looking for this place in Talmud. It's not here. Maybe here. Yevamot. Oh, Masechet Yevamot. Sameh Amud Bet. Wikipedia have wiki source. It's more easier than Sfaria. Here. ואמר רבי אלי משום רבי אלעזר ברבי שמעון כשם שמצווה על אדם לומר דבר הנשמע כך מצווה על אדם שלא לומר דבר שאינו נשמע. So it starts from when you talk something. So if you talk to people and they will listen to it, so you need to talk. But if they will not listen to you, you should not talk. Rabbi Abba Omer Chova. So Rabbi Abba agrees and emphasizes it even more. He says it's forbidden to talk to a person about something that he will not agree because it will only create conflict between, right? And he brings interesting quote, Al tochach letz penis naeka, hochech lechacham v'yeraveka. So in Mishlei, it's two archetypes, Chacham and Letz. Chacham, it's wise person, and Letz, it's person that talking jokes and not serious about everything, sarcastic or ironic, this type of person. So you should not, lehochiach. Lehochiach is when you want to talk, to say to a person that he's wrong about something. So if this person is this archetype of let's, so you should not say that he's wrong about something because he will hate you. But if you talk to a wise person, you should discuss or disagree because then he will love you. It's a quote from Mishlei.
But does it explain how I can explain to the person who won't listen to me how to make my point?
Oh, so this is problematic. That
Yes.
Depends on the person. So sometimes you cannot prove your point if the person is not interested to understand your point. So then you should not talk to this person. This is what is said, right? It's something new for you. Yes, so there is a continuation here. What I wanted to read is this. ואמר רבי אלעאי משום רבי אלעזר ברבי שמעון, מותר לו לאדם לשנות בדבר השלום. So it's permitted to person לשנות, to change the story or the information that you're saying בדבר השלום, when you busy organizing peace. שנאמר, אביך צבא. And they learn it from the end of book Bereshit about the conflict of Yosef and brothers. Because the brothers says to Yosef that father Yaakov said you should not hurt Yosef. But before we don't see the story that Yaakov said it. So Oral Torah understands that this story was made up, and this story was used in order to make peace between brothers and Yosef, because they have a very big conflict. So this is one example. Rabbi Natan Omer Mitzvah. So the first Amora saying that it's permitted to change the information,